What is this? Hi friends, welcome back again. Today I'm going to be going over my Aardvark book box subscription that was just delivered. My book of the month book box that was just delivered. Another book that I just bought at a Meijer. Can you believe it? Meijer has a vast book selection. And some bookish items that I did order from Amazon, I know don't come for me, but it's for my Kindle, which actually did not work as advertised. So I will get into that in a minute, as well as some other items that are just going to help me with audiobooks, my e-reader, and just being comfortable and cozy and trying to enjoy life while the crises persist. Okay, so first and foremost, I do have to speak on this. So I did find these glasses at Walmart, and they actually come with lids. Oh, sorry about that. They actually come with lids. Don't mind the whipped cream and cinnamon. I did share a video, a little short, about how I make my coffee at home because I like to save on the monies, but I love the glasses. It came with a straw and a lid too, so perfect for if you're like me and you make a coffee in the morning and then you spend hours drinking it. I can take it in my car and it will not spill, and my cats won't get into it. Okay, now first, I don't know why I love this so much. I used to watch YouTube videos and just listening to the like ASMR was like, what are they doing? But when I do it, it's so fun. So I'm not gonna get crazy with it, but you will hear me doing a little tappy tappy. These are my natural nails too. I am trying out the builder gel and it's actually saving my nails, and they're long and strong. So if you are an acrylic girly like me, try out the builder gel on your natural nails. Your natural nails will grow out and you can actually shape them after like 2 fills, because mine were nubs and they were flimsy and floppy, and now I'm a builder gel girl and they're solid. I can do things. My nails don't hurt after I go to the nail salon, and I think it's a little bit cheaper too. So anyways, back to the books, because this is a book video for the most part. Aardvark. These are my beauties. Now I will read a brief description, but I did want to show you guys what came in the box. I love these Aardvark bookmarks. Now, you don't always get the ones with the ears. Sometimes if you are late with your ordering, you will get just a basic bookmark that will look like this, and it's so cute. It says, please don't mind our haircut. We're regrowing our ears and just in that awkward stage. Valid. I feel that. I have shaved my head multiple times and my hair is growing out au natural. So, but usually you will get a cute bookmark with whatever color scheme and cute little saying or fortune, and you get 1 per book. And then last month they gave you a bingo card, and this month they give you like a little social media challenge. So this one is posting a image with your book outside. You know, I'm gonna have to do that. Is it gonna be aesthetic? Is it going to be hot girl summer? Who knows? I'm a mom. I have mental health challenges. I will do my best. Aardvark, you're pushing me. You're pushing me out of my comfort zone, and I will try my best. But I do like this because it's something different every month. And I will say, compared to Book of the Month, which I have been a subscriber for like the past 2 years, their box is just cuter. And they just have cuter stuff. And I do feel like the overall selection with Aardvark is a bit more to my liking, a bit more inclusive, a bit more dark, a bit more weird girl, which is me to a T. So I'm going to share with you guys what I got out of last month's real quick, and then I will share what I got recently, because I did order my June box at the end of June when I did decide to commit, and I did get The Anniversary by Alex Finlay. And this is supposed to be a thriller. It says, one fateful night in 1992, Jules and Quinn's lives are changed and intertwined forever. Quinn, a boy from the wrong side of the tracks, is arrested after he innocently tries to break up a fight but ends up nearly killing someone. Jules, high school royalty, survives an attack by the elusive and terrifying May Day killer, a predator who strikes every May 1st in small Midwestern towns. Y'all, I live in corn country. I live in the Midwest. I will eat this up, okay? So, not to read everything to give anything away, because sometimes they do be spoiling the book now. It drives me crazy. You don't need to put spoilers on the back of the book. A little genre, insight, sure. A little, plot summary, fine. But don't do the spoilers. This basically says fast-paced, suspenseful, complex, high-stakes, emotional. So I had to pick that one. And I will say I like the feel and the sturdiness of Aardvark's books compared to Book of the Month. Not hating on Book of the Month. I do feel like Book of the Month has a huge selection, but Aardvark's just feel a little bit more quality. So that was the first one. Now, CJ Leede is blowing up. Look at this book, Headlights by CJ Leede. Anything with a wolf, dog, cover, I'm sold. I'm buying it. I love it. But the back was a little confusing for me, but I think this is just the author's photo. So cool. But just if you're looking for an opinion, I know you didn't ask, I would have done this on the inside and gave a little bit more insight into the book on the back versus this massive photo op. But anyways, this says, every instinct tells him to run. Every memory tells him he can't. What? Trauma? Special Agent Daniel Stansfield is ready for a change, burnt out and defeated by the job in his last day with the FBI. But before he can turn in his badge, he's summoned back to Denver, the city he ran from 4 years ago, with a chilling message. It's happening again. Bro, what is happening? What? Werewolf? I don't know. What's happening? What is it? What is it? You will have to look into this a bit more. I do not want to spoil anything, but let me just say I'm eating this up. And look, I didn't realize this, but if you take more than just a second to look at the cover, this is an eye and it's shooting out some kind of beam of light here, okay? What is that? Supernatural, maybe? We won't know until we read. Now, for July 2026 Aardvark book picks, I chose 3 books, and I will tell you, guys, Aardvark only lets you choose up to 3, okay? Book of the month, you typically can just go all out, but Aardvark, you get up to 3 selections, and they do sell out quickly. So do your homework. Don't rush it, okay? Pick 3 books that you know you want. Look at this. Provocative, enticing, intimate, dark. What Hunger by Catherine Dane. Just the cover alone, it's getting me. And what is this? Another photo. I'm a hater, but I bought this book. So it says it's the summer before high school and Ronnie Nguyen finds herself too young for work, too old for cartoons. Girl, okay, I'm sold. Her days are spent in a small backyard dozing off to trashy magazines on a plastic lawn chair. Okay. In stark contrast stands her brother, Tommy, the pride and joy of their immigrant parents, a popular honor student destined to be the first in the family to attend college. Okay, so this is giving typical immigrant family dynamics from the jump. A little bit of womanhood struggles, okay? Maybe a little bit of neurodivergence in the mix. And this also says, when tragedy strikes, Ronnie's world is upended and her sense of self and her understanding of her family are shattered, okay? So it seems like something traumatic is going to happen to her in this book, and she can't take it. It's too much. The pressure. That's what I'm getting from this. Okay. Next, we have a trad wife. Well, it's technically like trad wife subgenre vibes here. I'm seeing a lot of domestic thrillers coming out. A lot of traditional wife, household, stay-at-home mom vibes. I myself, I'm a stay-at-home mother. After working my butt off forever, I am now a stay-at-home mom, but I do all the cooking, I do all the cleaning, I do all the things. So this sounded so interesting to me. Thank God there's no massive photo on the back, okay? This says that the twists are out of this world. You don't want to miss this. And that's by Frida. Okay, Frida said that. So I'm listening, Frida. I heard you. I got the book, okay? Did I get it because Frida left a little blurb on the front? Not necessarily, but I know I didn't not get it because Frida did tell me not to miss out, and I'm not missing out. So this says thrilling, entertaining. This is exactly how you write an original main character. Okay, you all know, well, maybe you don't know. If you're new here, I judge books based off of 3 main things. Character depth, immersion in the story, and the plot and ending go well together. That's all you need. That's it, okay? The rest is just blah, 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 blah. So I will be judging the FMC in this book. This says, I finally found something that proves what I always knew. He did something to her. Say less, okay? That's me. I'm an INFJ type. I also have a psychology background. So for those of you who don't know my personality type, the J stands for judgy. It is where it is. But I judge based off of the facts. I don't judge at first sight. I judge based off of my collective bits of information and experiences, etc., to come to a conclusion that is really more than an opinion. It's just facts at that. Last but not least, saving this beauty. This is my most favorite cover so far. I love anything green as well. And I will say Aardvark has really pretty books with these quirky, almost like retro color schemes. And again, this is just a quality feel here with this sleeve. And thank you, Paul Tremblay, for not putting a massive photo of yourself on the back. This says, Paul Tremblay is on fire, pop culture savvy, emotionally wrenching, and truly scary. And this is supposed to be a like sci-fi, deeply human, wild story about real terrors and what it means to be human. And he's also known for his book horror movie as well. So this is kind of like weird sci-fi horror vibes. Dead but Dreaming of Electric Sheep by Paul Tremblay. This is a genre-bending near-future tech nightmare that is funny, but it is also horrifically believable. Love that, okay? Y'all know stuff can get crazy out in the real world, and sometimes the scariest book, in my opinion, is something that actually is close to our reality, if not maybe already a reality somewhere out there, and we just don't know about it. Okay, now, those were my most recents, and these are my earlier in the year picks that are like honorable mentions through Book of the Month now. So we have Melissa Albert, The Children. I am really on a horror kick right now, like femgore, horror, domestic thrillers. I'm just eating it up. This says... The haunting new novel from best-selling author Melissa Albert, in which the estranged adult children of a legendary author written into their dead mother's beloved fantasy series must contend with the vine-like creep of legacy, memory, and magic. That sounds fabuloso. And I do really like this cover particularly. I feel like Book of the Month, you can get special editions, sprayed edges, all the things. But I will say it just doesn't feel as solid. I don't know if it's just the materials used with Aardvark, but I do still love this cover art. And Book of the Month usually just keeps the back very simple with just Book of the Month down below. Okay, so that one sounded intriguing to me. And then of course we have Yesteryear, again another trad wife story, kind of gone to, I'm trying not to curse on my channel, just gone to HE double hockey sticks. Okay, this says, my name was Malady, or my God, I'm so sorry, you guys. You would think that I don't know how to read or something. My name was Natalie Heller Mills, and I was perfect at being alive. It's kind of giving like Mean Girls vibes at the beginning, right? She's this traditional American woman, beautiful in her own, you know, idea of herself. She seems very inflated. She's a mother who pioneers these lifestyle videos on social media showing how she uses farm fresh eggs and raw milk and all of these things in her cooking ingredients, yada, yada, yada. But she's hiding behind all of these like industrial grade equipments and grocery store opportunities. Like, it's a lie. It's a sham. Until one day she wakes up and she's back in time. She doesn't have all of these modern day conveniences, and she's got to figure stuff out. No more lying, girl. Okay, we see what you did. We see that seems like karma. Okay, that's what that is. And last but not least, Dissection of a Murder by Joe Murray. Now, this says a dead judge, a silent defendant, and a courtroom full of liars. Say less. This is giving Steve Kavanaugh vibes. You know, courtroom, crime, serial unalivers, like that kind of energy. And I love thrillers. I love crime thrillers. So now this is a little bit of a thick book here. Now, but look at Joe. Joe did it right. Okay, there she is. She's not blasted on the back. I will say though, I don't know if Book of the Month has contracts dictating these simple backs, but either way, I appreciate that. So now I'm going to get into a recent buy from Meijer. Oh my God, guys, let me put you on. If you haven't been to Meijer, it is a store typically found in the Midwest, similar to Walmart, you know, but the book section was massive. And I did find some Palm Pals and Squishmallows, which, you know, we're not here for that, but I found a lot of them at discounted prices. Now, Meijer's book section, okay, I did share a short, but they had so many book deals. Everything seemed to be like 10% to 25% off. And then they have an additional clearance section and a new release section and a dark romance section and a bestseller and authors section. The children's section was vast. I mean, so many books. Okay. I was looking for Grady Hendrix's Witchcraft for Wayward Girls, and I found this. Look how stunning. This is kind of like another magical, dark, whimsy, you know, womanhood, problematic, trauma enduring story. And this basically is about these girls who are sent to this house in Florida, and they're hidden by their families. They're going to have their babies in secret to give them up for adoption and try to forget that like any of this craziness ever happened. So it's kind of a horror story, but like the complexities of life and, you know, morality and womanhood and being typically a teenager, honestly, like a young adult with these real world circumstances that are happening with no support. So I'm very intrigued to see how this is going to all come together. Is it a new release? No, but I haven't read anything by Grady Hendrix, and I've had that on my TBR for a long time. Now, I'm puzzle girly. I am a puzzle girly. Okay, I'm done. This is a Henri Matisse painting. I did study art history long ago with my studio art college days, over a decade ago now, before I got into psychology and actually graduated with 2 degrees. This just called to me. I love the color, and I found it at Goodwill for like $2.99. Can you see that, you guys? $2.99. Heck yeah. So that'll be a hobby for me to do. I did also find these Fabuloso. Look at this color. Oh my God. I love green. Green is my favorite color, but when I saw these, what was that? When I saw these on sale, I had to get them. Maroon colored, noise canceling headphones over the ears. I have tiny ears, and I usually use my Beats Pros, but I've had these for so long, you guys, that they're just ugh. And I think give me ear infections. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm dang near sure, like 90+% sure that they do. And I'm just tired of the way that they like sit in my ear. I want to be immersed and I want to be comfortable, and I can't lay down with these things because they like stab me in my ear. So I'm excited for that. They were on sale. I did partake in another Amazon purchase. I know, don't hate me, but look, I am a thrift girly through and through. I buy 99.9% of everything in my house, my bookshelves, my books, you know, everything. I thrift first. And then if I can't find it, you know, in a small thrift store, then I will look to alternative methods. And usually I try to support small business. But again, certain things, I want a good deal, okay? I want a good deal. In today's world, there's nothing wrong with a good deal, okay? I'm not hurting anybody. So let's leave it at that. Okay. I would recommend over-the-ear headphones, especially if you're looking for something immersive, something comfortable. I have kids, I have a dog, I have cats. It's always hectic in here. This is a neurodivergent household. So I do audiobooks when I'm cooking, cleaning, all of the above, okay? And then I have regular books for when it's downtime, which usually is after 8 p.m. or before 7 a.m. That's the only time really where I can pick up a book and not be interrupted. So noise canceling headphones are very important for me in order to be able to either listen to my NetGalley ARCs that are on audiobooks, or using Hoopla or Libby apps that provide public library audiobooks. It helps me get through the day. It gives me something to do while I'm doing all these other tasks that can keep my mind focused while also entertained. And honestly, as a mom, as a PTSD and ADHD girly, I'm a survivor. I deserve it. Okay, moving on. I do have a very old Kindle Paperwhite. This was a gift years ago. This thing is ancient, okay? This is the old 10th generation, okay? I'm not an overconsumer. I will use something until I can't no mo, okay? Now, I did want to be the cutesy, comfortable girl in the bed that didn't have to like awkwardly try to hold it, and I could just lay there and read. But the problem is that everything is made for overconsumption, modern purchases. So this actually does not fit my Kindle. So I'm going to look for a very thick, chunky, rubbery, plasticky Kindle cover that will fit solidly into this, because this is a good purchase. I did test it out. It is solid. It does move around every which way. You can connect it to your bedside table here very easily. So it was worth it. And I don't really buy stuff for me. So this is kind of like my opportunity before the end of the year to really give me a treat myself. Typically what I do is when August hits, I'm on a book buying ban. I do not buy any more books for the rest of the year. And, you know, if I'm lucky, I'll get some books at Christmas, and I can start going back to thrift stores looking for books again after the new year, because I try really hard to read all of the books that I have before getting new books. And I really try to either take advantage of the public library, which we visit weekly, you know, at least twice a week, if not more. And, you know, local small secondhand bookstores or thrift stores. That's my go-to. And if I enjoy the book enough, then I look to purchase it to support the author. But for the most part, you know, my mother-in-law gifted me my book of the month subscription, because she does use my add-ons. I mean, hello. So Aardvark is really the only subscription that I pay for. So I want to make sure that I'm not over consuming, but that I'm also living my life, because I really don't spend on anything other than my nails and books. That's it. So this is my life, and I'm going to live it. I have to try anyways. I got to try to be happy here. I don't know about you guys, but all I have is a Goodwill thrift trip, a trip to a library, a good coffee, or a nail appointment. I give my life, I dedicate my life to my family. I am a mom and a wife and a pet mama, you know, through and through. I do also have a book club that I really try to immerse myself with and connect with the friends that I've made, and I want to make sure that I am being present. And I feel like reading really helps you to not only be present in the moment of reading, but also to allow you to, one, de-stress, because it is scientifically proven that reading does help you with relaxing, lowering your stress levels and your cortisol, but it also helps you to escape in a way that is okay for your mental health. And y'all know I need it. And if you're like me and you've been through a lot of trauma throughout your entire life, and you're just now kind of over the hill of therapy, and you're new to medication, and you're trying to be the best that you can be in all these areas, but also take care of yourself, remember that it's okay to treat yourself. It's okay to spend the money on the book. It's okay to take a break. So Okay, I'm done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am a new book content creator. I did start a lot of these social medias for my book club that I am the head of locally, but also for NetGalley reviews, and also to just find community of people to chit chat with and to share like similar interests with. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a subscribe. Give a hug, some love, sprinkle a little bit of book recommendations in the comments, and I will talk to you guys later.